Welcome to Truth Be Told About Going Wild. I'm your host, Robert Hensley, and this is the podcast inspired by the principles of personal rewilding. Today, I would like to talk to you about the historical significance of fertility rites of mid-spring and how those rituals have shaped modern traditions that still connect us to nature. Mid-spring has long been a season of renewal, and across many cultures, it is marked by rituals centered on fertility, fire, and the reawakening of the natural world. Among the most enduring of these are the celebrations commonly known as Beltane and May Day, observed around the beginning of May. Though separated by geography and evolving over centuries, these traditions share a symbolic language rooted in humanity's deep dependence on the rhythms of nature. Beltane, with its origins in ancient Celtic societies, was a festival that signaled the transition from the darker half of the year to the lighter. Central to its observance were great bonfires, often lit on hilltops, between which livestock were driven as a form of purification and protection. Fire in this context was not merely practical, it was sacred, representing both the sun's growing strength and a force capable of cleansing misfortune. People too would pass near or leap over flames in symbolic acts meant to ensure fertility, health, and prosperity. Similarly, May Day festivities across Europe incorporated themes of blossoming life and communal vitality. The maypole, adorned with ribbons and flowers, became a powerful emblem of growth and union, its vertical form often interpreted as a symbol of life force. Dancing around it was not just celebratory, it reflected a collective participation in the generative energy of the season. Flowers, greenery, and the crowning of a May Queen reinforced the central idea that nature itself was coming into fullness. These rituals reveal a worldview in which human life is inseparable from the environmental cycles. Fire purified, but it also transformed. It marked a boundary between what had been and what could be renewed. Fertility rites were not abstract. They were tied directly to agricultural success, animal health, and the communal survival. In modern times, echoes of these traditions persist, though often in subtler, more symbolic forms. Seasonal festivals, outdoor gatherings, and even the simple act of gardening in spring can carry forward the simple impulse to reconnect with nature's rhythms. Environmental movements, too, often draw on this ancient sensibility, emphasizing renewal, stewardship, and the respect for the land. What has endured is not just the imagery of fire or flowers, but the underlying recognition that renewal requires both release and intention. The fires of mid-spring once purified fields and herds. Today, they survive as metaphors for personal and ecological renewal. In this way, ancient fertility rites continue to shape how people understand their place within the living world, reminding us that each spring offers not only growth, but the chance to begin again. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Truth Be Told About Going Wild. Remember, there are 2 opportunities each week for new content from Truth Be Told family of podcasts on the Club Paranormal channel on YouTube. Tony Sweet on Fridays with the original Truth Be Told, and of course, Truth Be Told About Going Wild each Monday. Each of those shows goes live at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern on their respective days. If you have questions, comments, or would like to know more about what's happening with my work with Robert Hensley Nature Reconnect, please visit my website at www.rhnatureconnect.com. Again, that's www.rhnatureconnect.com. And I look forward to hearing from you soon. Until next time.